What happens at the tea parties stays at the tea parties. Your girl has been watching Bridgerton, Queen Charlotte edition. I would kill to be an extra on Bridgerton. Even the extras are dressed to the nines. I just want to be a pretty princess too. Hey guys, my name is Cameron and welcome back to my channel, Which Way to Wicked, where we talk about all things love, light, and especially tarot. So guys, today we are going to be finding out, what do men tell their friends about you? So if you are dying to know what gossip is spread about you from the men folk to their other friends, then this is going to be the reading for you today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at your group picks today, friends, okay? So for group number 1, we have the Spicy Rebel coming through with this amazing card. And then for group number 2, we have the Devout and Amazing Monk/Nun, okay? And then for group number 3, last but not least, we have the Sneaky Saboteur coming through. So guys, I want you to go ahead and take a very big deep breath in. And now I want you to let it out. And now I want you to please close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, I want you to think about what men say about you to their friends, what secrets are spilled whenever you are not in the room. Now, whenever you feel ready, please open your eyes, and whichever card your eyes lands on first, then that, my dear, is going to be the reading for you today. Now, if you feel called to more than one card, then definitely feel free to check out those extra messages as well. And as always, I will have the timestamps listed down in the description box below. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into your reading today, friends, okay? Hello, group 1. So if you chose this amazing Rebel card, then hey, hello, my gorgeous little butterflies, and thank you for fluttering on by to this reading today. So I'm gonna go ahead and start talking about this card to you guys, because whenever I was pulling y'all's group picks today from this deck, I was asking Spirit, what is one of the things that men say about you guys, okay? And this is what came out. So for you guys to get the Rebel card, first of all, I'm definitely getting some Aquarius and Sagittarius energy. So you could be in an Aquarius or Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or in Venus. If you are not, that's okay. This could just be representing like the vibe that you give off to others. And to get that type of energy, that Sagittarius, that Aquarius energy, I feel like you are somebody who is unlike anyone else, right? Because these type of signs are the signs that freaking march to the beat of their own drum. These are the type of folks who don't try to live up to other people's expectations. They don't try to live up to the expectations placed on them by society. They just do their own thing, and they do it so freaking well. These are also the type of folks who say exactly what is on their mind. These are the type of people who don't try to sugarcoat anything. They are just very, very honest to a fault. And these are also the type of people who just want to live life as much as they can. These are the adventurers of the zodiac signs. These are the type of people who don't want to have any types of regrets at all. And so these are the type of people who freaking make a bucket list, and every single day they try to mark something else out on that bucket list, right? So these are the type of people who, at the end of the day, they will say whenever they are old, whenever they are wizened, that they have lived, and they've lived so grandly and so fiercely. So I definitely feel like what men say about you is that, again, you are a rebel. You are a wanderer. You are somebody who is completely honest. You don't hold anything back. And I just think that at the end of the day, men just appreciate how you don't put any type of false pretenses up. You know, you are just you, and you don't try to hide it. You don't try to sugarcoat it. You don't try to wear a mask. You don't try to make yourself look better to others, to try to make others like you. In fact, men say how you don't even care if people like you, right? You are just doing your own thing, and you do it so well, and it's just so freaking refreshing, right? Men just find you to be so freaking refreshing, and that is what they are saying about you to other people. And I definitely think that they probably call you a firework, right? You're a firework, because I am also getting this energy that you are just very feisty and spicy, right? If somebody says something to you that you don't like, if somebody mistreats you or is rude to you, you are very sassy. You will not hold anything back, and you will just tell them like it is, how you are feeling, how they made you feel. And I definitely feel like you're not afraid to, spread, say a little, what's the word? You're not afraid to be rude. Okay, you're not afraid to say what is exactly on your mind. And even if whatever is on your mind about this person is very, very mean, you will say it, right? You will say it, because again, you don't hold anything back. You just say whatever is on your mind. So if you see somebody as a freaking toad, you will tell them, look here, you little toad, right? That is how you are. So I feel like men are slightly intimidated by you, but at the same time, they love it, right? They're here for it. And I just feel like a lot of men are just dying to get to know you better. They're dying to be able to be your friend and to be able to hang out with you, because they just feel like you are living your life, and they want to be able to live it with you as well. So yeah, that is what I'm seeing for you so far. And I definitely feel like we are starting out with such an awesome start to you. And I just think that is awesome. Honestly, guys, I'm kind of jealous of you, because I'm the type of person who, I don't like to be mean to people. I don't like to make people feel bad or anything, right? I just want to make everybody happy. And sometimes when I'm mad at people, there are times when I wish I could say something to them. There are times when I wish I could speak up and just say, look here, you freaking toad, right? There are times when I wish I had the guts to do that. But I don't want to be mean. I don't want it to be mean, and I also just don't want to start any problems, right? And so I choose to hold back. And so I find it to be really refreshing how you are somebody who you are not like that at all, And there are some people who maybe won't like that about you. I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't like that about you, how you are so freaking honest and how you just say whatever is on your mind. But I just think that at the end of the day, everyone can agree that you're just honest. You're honest. And everybody knows how you feel, what is going on in your mind. And there's not really any secrets about you, and I think that is something that is deeply, deeply respected by other people, right? Because everyone is trying to live their life and hide behind a mask. Everyone is trying to, hold their words back and keep everything to themselves, but here you are, just not afraid at all. Honestly, you're kind of giving me Queen Charlotte vibes, which is so funny, because I've been watching Queen Charlotte. I told you guys at the very beginning of this, I've been watching Bridgerton, and you guys just remind me so much of her. She's so spicy. She's so feisty. She doesn't try to be like everyone else. She's just her, and that is you. That is you in a nutshell, okay? So if you haven't watched Bridgerton, Queen Charlotte edition, definitely watch it, because I definitely feel like you are somebody who is just like Queen Charlotte. So let's go ahead and continue on with this reading, shall we? I know that I was talking a lot. Let's see what wants to come through here. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm trying to think if I want one more card. I think I'll take this one. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And wow, guys, we are literally starting out with another big freaking bang, because for the back of the deck energy, we have the Empress. Okay, I freaking love that. As I was comparing you to Queen Charlotte, who is a queen, right? A freaking queen. We have the Empress coming out. So yeah, you definitely have very queenly vibes about you. Okay, you are somebody who just hold yourself up like you are royalty. You have so much confidence, okay? And so I definitely think whenever men are talking about you to their friends, they are saying just that you are a freaking king, you're a freaking queen, you're a freaking monarch, right? You are somebody who has so much confidence within yourself. You just love yourself so much, and you have this deep type of pride about you as well. So I'm also picking up on some Leo energy. I definitely think for some of you guys, you could be a Leo, sun, moon, rising, or in Venus. But I just think that at the end of the day, men find you to be incredibly sexy, okay? Because you are somebody who just struts yourself. You strut your stuff. You know that you are amazing, that you are incredible, that there's nobody else like you, right? You know that you are an original, okay? And I just think that men find that confidence to be the most amazing thing ever. So I definitely think that that is what they're talking about to other people. I think that they're also saying that they wish that they could be in a romantic connection with you. They wish that they could get to know you better and be able to, you know, date you and hang out with you, right? I definitely think you have so many men that are admiring you and that want to be with you and that are fantasizing about you. And I also just think that you are very, very physically attractive. That is what I'm seeing here with this card. You know, this woman, she has a really, really nice body. I don't know if you can tell this, but her boobs are like, mwah, beautiful, like Scarlett Johansson. So I do think that if you are somebody who is a woman, I think that you do have some really nice breasts. Even if they are not the biggest, fullest breasts, I think that they are perky. They have a nice shape, right? For others of you, you could just have a very nice figure, right? You cut a nice figure, okay? Maybe you have that Marilyn Monroe type of curvaceous body. If you are not a woman and you are watching this, if you identify as being male, then I think, again, you just have a very nice body. You're very sculpted. You probably have very nice abs. Excuse me, guys. If that is not the case, then maybe you might, there might be rumors about you being like another Pete Davidson, about you having a nice little, you know, penis, okay? You know what I'm saying? You have a very nice penis and you work it very well, okay? But anyways, guys, yeah, you are just somebody, when men are talking about you, they are saying how you are the hottest thing ever, you're the hottest thing ever, and they wish that they could get their hands on you, okay? Now let's talk about these other cards. So we have the Nine of Cups coming through. We also have the Ace of Wands, which makes so much sense. We have the Three of Swords. And last but not least, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so guys, I'm thinking of that song, Life is a Highway. How's it go? I think it's, life is a highway, and I'm gonna ride it all night long. Do, do, do. I don't know how else it goes, but yeah, like, I'm getting that vibe from you. You are just somebody who, you're very spontaneous, right? That is what I'm seeing with the Wheel of Fortune, because what's really catching my eye is that this woman right here, I don't know if you could see her, but she's sitting on top of this wheel. She's blindfolded, completely blindfolded. She's holding a sword, and she's just chillaxing, right? She's chillaxing. And I feel like you are somebody who you see life, again, as a highway, right? You don't know what is ahead of you. You don't know what is ahead of you, but while you are driving on that highway, you are going to enjoy that scenic view. You're going to enjoy the route. You're going to enjoy the ride, and you are just going to live life to the fullest, right? So again, I feel like you are somebody who, when men are talking about you, they're saying how you don't know what is ahead of you. You don't know what your future will entail, but it doesn't matter, right? Because you are just going to enjoy life as it comes at you. You're going to enjoy life, and you are just going to live very, very spontaneously, right? And so I do think that men, whenever they are talking about you, they are saying how they really appreciate how you just take life by the horns and you just go at it. And even if you don't know what to expect, even if you don't know what is awaiting you in the future, you are not afraid of that future. The mystery of it doesn't scare you. In fact, the mystery of it excites you. You get even more excited excited about not knowing what to expect. You are just very, very bold as you march into your future, right? And every single day you find new things to be happy about, new things to be excited about. And so men just see you as somebody who is just so freaking fun, right? Men don't know what to expect from you. You are just always doing the unexpected, always so spontaneous, always so spur of the moment. And men just really, really like that. So at the end of the day, when men are talking about you to their friends, they're just saying how, again, you are a firecracker, you are a firework, you are somebody who is just so exciting, so thrilling. They don't know what to expect from you, and that's what makes you even more intriguing, okay? What else is coming through here is with the Three of Swords, I feel like men see you as somebody who could be a heartbreaker, okay? I definitely think that you get this type of reputation that because you are so attractive, because you are so confident with yourself, with who you are, men feel like you have the capacity to hurt them, right? I'm kind of getting, again, like that Sagittarius energy. Whenever I think of Sagittarius people, I automatically think of Miley Cyrus, who is an infamous Sagittarius, right? Miley Cyrus, she has been in a lot of different relationships, a lot of different romances, and she herself has said in her music that she doesn't know if she'll ever settle down because she just loves to live. She loves to love, right? And she is not somebody who she thinks might ever settle down and get married and have kids, right? And I feel like that is the type of reputation that you get. You are just very, very free with yourself. You don't push yourself to settle down. Again, you are somebody who isn't trying to do what society expects of you. And what is the number one thing that society expects from all of us? They expect us to get into a relationship, then get engaged, get married, get a house, have children, and then die, right? And you are somebody who you are not trying to live for what society tells you to do. You just want to, again, have fun and do your thing. And so I think that when men are talking about you, they are saying how they know that you are not an everyday housewife or house husband. They know that you are somebody who is not traditional. You're very untraditional. They know that you are just living your life and loving it, right? And so they do feel like if they were to get into a relationship with you, if they were to get into a connection with you, that there is this chance that you might end up breaking up with them so that you can be free once more and so that you can explore yourself and live life again to the fullest. So yeah, I do think that you get a reputation that you are a potential heartbreaker, and men are very intimidated by you. They're very intimidated about getting into a relationship with you because they know that if they were to get into a relationship with you, that they would love you so much, that they would fall deeply in love with you. Because I just think that at the end of the day, with the Ace of Wands coming through, this is literally the card of passion, of new passion, new love, new excitement. So I feel like men, they know that if they were to get into a relationship with you, that they would fall head over heels in love with you and that they would want to be with you forever. But again, they are talking about with their friends that they are also afraid that they would fall quickly in love with you, and then you would also quickly, or sooner rather than later, end up breaking up with them so that you can be on your own and just explore this highway of life. So yeah, that is definitely coming through as to what they say about you. And at the end of the day, with the Nine of Wands, or excuse me, the Nine of Cups coming through, this talks about living a very pleasurable lifestyle. This talks about doing what makes you happy, doing what brings you joy. So again, literally everything that I've been saying, that is you in a nutshell. Men, whenever they talk about you, they say how you just want to do what makes you happy. You don't want to do what makes other people happy, right? You're not trying to live for others. You're just living for yourself. So you are definitely somebody who just does what pleases you, and men really like that about you. They really like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some extra messages here. What do men say about you? Yes, that literally makes so much sense. Okay, let's get some extra cards, Spirit. Can we get some extra cards? Extra cards, Spirit. What do men say about my amazing Group 1 folks? What do they tell their friends about them, Spirit? What do they tell their friends about my group 1 folks? Okay, let's see if a card wants to come through here. There we go. Yeah, oh my gosh. Look at that. That is so funny. Okay, let's get one more card. Ooh, alrighty. Okay, guys, so first of all, we have isolation coming through. We also have the Queen of Hearts. And then last but not least, we have Teacup. So guys, honestly, with the Queen of Hearts and the Teacup coming through, this is making me think of Alice in Wonderland. Okay? And what is so beautiful about the story of Alice in Wonderland is that whenever Alice was walking into Wonderland, whenever she stepped into Wonderland, you know, she didn't know what to expect. You know, she literally followed a rabbit into Wonderland, right? She followed a rabbit, a talking rabbit with a watch, a pocket watch into Wonderland. And I mean, who does that, right? Who does that? Who has the balls to do that, right? And so I definitely think that you are somebody, when men are talking about you, they are saying constantly how freaking mad you are. They are always talking about how insane you are because you are just so fierce and you are just unafraid, right? You are unafraid to go and step into your own wonderland, and even if you don't know what to expect, you still do it. You just do whatever it is that you want to do, and you are unafraid of what might happen, right? And so there is this energy that is coming through where men, they just see you as somebody who is so freaking fearless, right? You are a warrior in your own light and in your own way. And I just think that that is so freaking incredible. And I do think when men talk about you, they're constantly saying how crazy you are, that you are crazy. You are so crazy. I definitely think that you are somebody who just does what other people only ever talk about doing. You are somebody who I wouldn't hold it against you to want to go skydiving, to want to go like four-wheeling all the time, to want to bungee jump and just do all these like crazy things, right? I say go four-wheeling as though that's something very crazy, but to me, I don't really four-wheel that much, so that's kind of scary to me. But anyways, I just think that you're not afraid of doing these crazy, insane things. I do think that you are a thrill seeker, and men are constantly saying how you are just like that, how you are a thrill seeker to its core. You are an adventurer, and that is definitely something that men really, really like about you. And I feel like whenever they call you crazy, right, they say it in the sweetest of ways and in the most admiring of ways, because they just admire how you have more balls than most men that they know themselves, right? So that is so freaking awesome to see here. And again, we're kind of getting that like heartbreaker vibe here with the Queen of Hearts. Like, I just feel like you are somebody who men see you as someone who could hurt them. They see you as somebody who could hurt them, right? And I do think that men are always talking about you all of the time. That is what I'm seeing with the teacup card, because when I think of teacups, I think of, you know, getting some tea, getting some drinks with your friends, and just like gossiping a lot, right? And so I feel like you are somebody who men are constantly gabbing about you. Men are constantly, sorry, I got some tea on my card. But men are constantly talking about you over drinks, whenever they're eating out, whenever they're hanging out with each other. I feel like it is safe to say that men always have you on their mind, and they're always talking about you and the amazing, crazy person that you are. I'm kind of thinking of that song. I think it's called Beautiful Crazy. It goes, beautiful, crazy, you can't help but amaze me. So I feel like you are like that song, right? You're beautiful, you're crazy, and you amaze all these men folk, right? And that is what men are always talking about you. And then last but not least, with isolation coming through, I think that this is talking about how even though you are somebody who lives fiercely and even loves even fiercer, even more fiercely, I think that you are somebody who you love your independence, you love your isolation, you like to be on your own. And so at the end of the day, I think when men are talking about you, they're always saying how you are not afraid to be by yourself. You are not afraid to just be on your own. You're never searching to be in a romantic connection. That isn't what fills you up and makes you happy, right? You have that happiness all on your own. And so what I mean by that is that there are constantly so many people that cannot not be in a relationship, right? There are so many people that feel the need to be in love with somebody, to have the love of someone else, because they don't have a lot of security within their own selves, right? But you are somebody who, you love yourself so much. You love yourself so much. You love this life that you are living. You don't feel the need to have to share that life with anyone else, right? You love yourself so much that you can be on your own and enjoy every single second of it by yourself. So, yeah, men are just talking about how you are just so fiercely independent, how you just love yourself so much and you never feel the need to seek out any type of affection or love from anyone else because you have that love all on your own, right? And all for yourself. So yeah, that is definitely what men are saying about you. So at the end of the day, men see you as somebody who is a king, as a queen, and they also are talking about how you are somebody who knows that you are a king, that you are a queen. You know and you carry yourself like royalty. And at the end of the day, men just cannot get enough of it. Men freaking love that confidence. They love how crazy you are. They love how you're so honest, how you're just living life and you're living it well. So yes, guys, that is what I'm seeing for you today. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading, and if you did, then please make sure to give me a big like and to subscribe to my channel because I post new videos every Monday and every Friday, and I would love to have you stop by this side of TerrorTube again sometime, okay? So I love you all so much, and I hope that you have an incredible rest of your day, friends. Mwah. Bye, guys. Hello, group 2. So you chose this incredible monk/nun card. Then hey, hello, my beautiful little butterflies, and thank you for fluttering on to this reading today. So guys, first of all, I want to talk to you guys about this card that I pulled for you today, because whenever I was pulling for each of the groups, I was trying to ask Spirit, what is a quick synopsis of what men tell their friends about you, okay? And what we got for you guys today was the monk or the nun card. And whenever I think about this card, there are a handful of things that come to mind, okay? And since this is a very general reading, you may only relate to one of those things that I'm going to mention, or maybe you relate to all of them, but just take it as it resonates, because I am reading for a lot of different people. But the first idea that is coming to mind that I'm getting from this card is that you are somebody who could definitely be very religious or spiritual. So for instance, if you are somebody who is Catholic, then I definitely feel like you are not afraid to let people know that you are Catholic, that you love God, that you admire God, that God is your man, okay? And so what I mean by that is I feel like you are somebody who is probably always wearing your rosary. I feel like you are somebody who is always talking about God to other people. You're talking about Catholicism, right? And you just talk about how much that means to you, right? But for others of you, you could be somebody who is more into tarot, right? And you see that as more of your like spiritual practice. And so I feel like you are somebody who doesn't try to hold back. You don't try to keep it as your dirty little secret, right? You probably carry a deck of cards with you wherever you go. Maybe you like to wear like different little necklaces like me that, this is a tree of life. Maybe you like to wear different like spiritual necklaces, right? That represents your spirituality, right? And so at the end of the day, if you are religious, if you are spiritual, I just think that you are somebody who doesn't try to hide it. In fact, you love to talk about it, right? Now, the other message that I'm getting is that you could be somebody who is just very, very devoted to a certain path that you are going down. So what I mean by that is maybe you are somebody who you have decided that you want to be a business entrepreneur type of person, right? Maybe you have a business idea that you want to be able to tend to and that you want to be able to turn into a company, right? So I definitely think that you are somebody who, if you're deciding to do this, you're very single-minded as you try to advance within your career, as you try to go down this pathway and get to where you want to be. And I definitely think that if you are like that, then that is definitely something that men really love about you, and that is definitely something that they are constantly talking to their friends about. And so obviously you don't just have to be somebody who is into business, right? This is a very general reading, so maybe you are wanting to be an artist, or maybe you're wanting to be an actor or something like that. But at the end of the day, the second message that I'm getting from this is that you are somebody who, once you decide what you want to do with your life, once you decide what type of pathway you want to go down, you are single-minded in your attempts to go after that pathway and to turn that pathway into your life, right? So anyways, the third message that I'm getting from this reading today and from this card is that you are somebody who could be quite like virginal, right? And even if you're not a virgin, I just think that you kind of give off like those virgin vibes to other people. I feel like you are somebody who is seen as being very innocent. You're seen as being very, very pure. You seem very sweet and maybe even a little bit shy, right? I just think that when men look at you, they see you as somebody who may not be that experienced, right? You just seem like somebody who hasn't, I don't know how to explain it. You just seem like somebody who's sweet, who's pure, who's maybe a bit virginal, right? And I do think that if men see you in that way, then I think whenever they are talking about that to other people, I think that they really like that and they admire that, right? Because there's not really a whole lot of people that are pure. There's not really a whole lot of people that are innocent, and yet here you are being your pure, innocent, sweet self, and I think that men like that. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to talk about here. Oh, one more thing. I do think when men are talking about you, another message that I'm getting from this is that they feel like you could be somebody who is very, very trustworthy and very non-judgmental, right? Because whenever you think of a monk, whenever you think of a nun, they seem like people who you can trust, who you can come to for advice, for people see them as somebody who you can just talk about their worries with, right? And so I do think that at the end of the day, men, whenever they are talking about you, they are saying how you are a very trustworthy person, how they feel like they can talk about anything to you, and they can say anything about themselves to you, and that you won't judge them, and that you will just have love for them. And I really feel like you put them at peace and you make them feel like everything is going to be okay, right? So that is definitely another message that is coming through. So yes, guys, let's go ahead and put this right here. And let's take a look at your tarot cards today. So Spirit, can we get some messages for group 2? What are men in particular telling their friends about my amazing group 2 folks? I'm sorry, guys. My nose is like being so stuffy right now. My allergies are just acting up, and y'all might see me kind of blowing my nose a bit. And if y'all do see me doing that, I'm sorry. It's just allergy season, okay? But anyways, guys, let's see what wants to come through. I'm trying to see if I want one more card for you guys. Okay, yeah. You know what? It came out, so let's do it. Okay. Alrighty, guys. For the back of the deck energy, we have, I think this is the Nine of Wands. I could be wrong. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, excuse me. It's the Eight of Wands. Guys, I'm sorry. This is like in Roman numerals, and your girl is like, it's bad with Roman numerals. I see it as another language, and it's like me trying to read Japanese or something. I just cannot read Roman numerals to save my life. I've tried to learn Roman numerals, but it just doesn't stick. Okay, so anyways, guys, yeah, with the Eight of Wands coming through as your back of the deck energy, I definitely feel like you are somebody who is a bit of a talker, okay, because the Eight of Wands is all about communication, okay, and so again, I think that you are somebody who people really like to come up to and talk to. I think that men find you to be somebody who they feel like they can freely communicate with, right? And so I feel like, again, this is just coming through to represent how when men are talking about you to other people, they're saying how you are somebody who they feel like they can rely on, who they feel like they can trust. You're somebody who they feel like they can talk about all their worries to. And you are also somebody who is a great communicator yourself. You're somebody who, whenever they talk to you, they feel like you always have so many pearls of wisdom to give to them. They feel like you always know exactly what to say to make them feel better. You guys, do y'all hear that outside my window? I have no idea what that is. If y'all can hear that, I'm so sorry. It's so loud, so I'm sure y'all can. But you know what? The show must go on. So please just let it go, let it flow, and let's continue on. But yeah, people, men in particular, they're always saying how they feel like they can trust you. And they feel like they can talk to you about anything, and that you will always be able to give them such great advice back as well. Okay? But let's go ahead and talk about these other cards. We have the Chariot coming through, which does talk about some Cancerian energy. So you could be a Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or in Venus. If you are not, that is okay. We also have the Queen of Swords making an appearance. We have the Three of Wands. And then we have the Two of Swords, okay? So guys, this is honestly really quite lovely. I think with the Two of Swords and the Three of Wands coming through, this is talking about how even whenever you are looking at the future and thinking about what is lying ahead of you with the Three of Wands, and even whenever you are worried about what might be lying ahead of you with the Two of Swords, because the Two of Swords is all about being uncertain, is all about being worried. I think that at the end of the day, men see you as somebody who just has so much confidence within your own self. You have so much faith that everything will be okay, that they really respect that about you, right? Does that make sense? I feel like I said that kind of weird, but what I'm trying to get at is, again, with the Monk and Nun card coming through, this talks about somebody who has faith, right? They have faith that everything is going to be okay, that even whenever they are going through their darkest moments, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and that the world, the universe, or God has their back, right? And so I think that men, what they say about you and what they love most about you is that even whenever you yourself are going through darker moments, even whenever you yourself are looking towards your future and you are so uncertain about what is happening next, you still are able to keep on going. You still keep on going and keep on treading because you have this faith and this positivity that everything will be okay. And so nothing can go against you. Not even the darkest moments can keep you down for long, because you are somebody who just gets back up and keeps on thinking that everything is going to be okay, that everything will work itself out. And that is what I'm seeing here with the Chariot card. You just keep on going, right? And so that is definitely something that men are talking about to their friends whenever they are talking about you. They just love your determination. They love your strong will. They just find it to be so beautiful, so refreshing, so incredible. And at the end of the day, with the Queen of Swords coming through, I definitely think that men see you as somebody who is very, very honest to a fault. They also see you as somebody who is very independent, right? They see you as somebody who doesn't feel the need to have a ton of friends to be happy. You don't feel the need to always be socializing to make yourself feel good. You are just somebody who you love yourself, and you don't need anybody else to make you happy. And that is what I'm seeing here, and that is what I feel like men are talking about whenever they talk about you to their friends. And there's also this energy that is coming through where you are somebody who is very, very intellectual and very, very smart. I feel like men really look up to you, and they feel like you are somebody who knows a lot about everything. And again, I feel like I was saying here before, that once you set your mind on something, once you decide to go down a particular path, you are so completely single-minded to keep on going down that path, right? And so I do think that whatever it is you decide to go after, whether it be becoming an actress or becoming a engineer or doctor, I think that you are somebody who will eventually become a master within your field, because you will study, and single-mindedly try to get better at that certain pathway and become your best possible self. And so that is definitely something that men are talking about whenever they talk about you. They talk about how once you decide to go after something, once you decide that you want something, that you will not stop until you completely master it and attain it, right? So I definitely think that you could be like an expert in your field. And even if you are not an expert in your field yet, I think that men are talking about how you will be a master in your field one day. Alrighty guys, so these cards that are coming through for you are so beautiful. So first of all, we have doors opening. We also have nature of the beast. We have stepping away. And then we have cat. So again, with the cat card, I feel like men are talking about how you are somebody who doesn't need anybody else to make you happy. Again, like cats, these are the type of animals who they love to be on their own, and they enjoy their own selves and their own company. Honestly, guys, if you give me a second, I'm going to pause this reading because it is just so loud out there. I'm going to pause this. I'm sorry, you guys. Hey, guys. So you remember how I told you that I was going to wait for that noise to stop? Well, I did wait. In fact, I waited for about 2.5 hours because your girl ended up going out to eat. But anyways, the noise stopped, so that's good. But let's go ahead and finish the rest of your reading today, okay? But anyways, guys, so like I was saying before, with the cat coming through, I definitely think that when men talk about you and they talk about you to their friends, they're saying how there's honestly like this like mysterious, intriguing side to you. Because again, like I was saying, men see you as somebody who prefers your own company. They see you as somebody who, because you have a deep love for yourself, you don't feel the need to seek out that love from other people, right? So you don't feel the need to have 1,000,001 friends. You're just fine being all on your own. And I think that that kind of sets you apart from other people. It makes you seem just very different, very unique, and maybe even unusual, but all in the best ways, right? Unusual in the best way imaginable. And so when men look at you, they feel like there is just something about you that is different from everyone else, and they just see you as somebody who's very intriguing, because they feel like even though they can come to you and talk to you about anything and you're really great at communicating, they feel like there is a side to you that is just set apart from everyone else. There's a side to you that you keep hidden from others. And I think that when men are talking about you to their friends, they're always talking about how they wish that they could get to know you better, how they wish that they can tap into that side that you keep held back away from others, because they feel like there is so much more to you than what meets the eye. You just seem like somebody who's very peculiar, very unusual, and that is what they are saying whenever they're talking about you to their friends. They're saying how they just wish that they can get past your barriers, and they wish that they could get to know you better, right? And isn't that beautiful to see? And going off of that message, I find it so funny because we literally have the card stepping away here, and you can see this girl kind of like walking, running into the woods, trying to like leave. It looks as though she's trying to leave this deer or whatever that is that's going after her, right? She just wants to be on her own, and I feel like that is you. You are always just on your own. It seems as though you prefer your own company. And again, it just causes you to be so much more alluring, so much more intriguing, right? And so men really do look at you as someone who is just so freaking different. And I think that they see you as somebody who prefers your own time. You prefer your alone time. And they're just always talking about to their friends how they wish that they could have their own time with you. They wish that they could spend your alone time with with them, right? Does that make sense? It kind of makes me think about like COVID, because you know how during COVID the big thing was like, who are you going to spend your COVID time with, right? Are you going to spend it with this person? Are they going to spend it with them, right? And whoever you choose to spend that time with during COVID, it's just going to be you guys. Y'all are just going to be on y'all's own. And so that's kind of like the energy that I'm getting from this reading, from this pile, and from you guys. I just feel like people look at you as someone who kind of hides away from other people, right? You hide away as though everyone has like COVID, right? And you're scared of catching COVID. But it's not like you're afraid, right? You're not afraid of people. I hope I'm explaining this right. You're just somebody who you stay away from people as though they have the plague, because you just like to be on your own. You like your alone time. You're like a freaking like intriguing little cat. Okay, people just like it. They're here for it. Okay, and I think that the reason why these men talk to their friends about that, why they're so intrigued by that, is because they know that you are like the biggest challenge ever, and they know that if you were to choose to spend your alone time with them, that is like very special, right? That's very special, because you don't like to spend your time with like anyone, with everyone. You only pick a few people. And so they see it as though if you were to choose to spend time with them, it's like they won the lottery, right? Because they know how much that means to you. They know you don't do that with everyone. And so that is just a really powerful type of power that you have, right? It just makes you so magical and so intriguing to these men. They just want you to be the one to choose them, right? To spend time with. And yeah, that's what I'm seeing. We also have the nature of the beast coming through. And honestly, this is kind of giving me the idea that men, whenever men are talking about you, they are talking about how you are just very, very inquisitive. They're talking about how you just see things that other people can't see. They feel like you are able to read the room and read people as though they're a book. And I just feel like whenever they talk about you, they're saying how you can just see the nature of every man, the nature of every beast. Nothing is hidden from you. And so there is this like intimidating vibe that I'm getting from you. I feel like when men are talking about you, they are always talking about how they are kind of unsettled by you. They're intimidated by you because they just see you again as this Queen of Swords. They see you as somebody who is so intelligent. They see you as somebody who is almost like Sherlock Holmes, how you can just look at people and you can read their body language, read the way that they're acting, and you just know exactly what they are thinking. You can interpret people so well. It's almost like you have this like psychic type of energy, which honestly kind of makes sense because like I was saying with the monk and nun card coming through, you could be somebody who is quite spiritual. Maybe you like to read tarot. Maybe you like to practice divination techniques. And so maybe that is why men feel like and talk about how you can read people so well, because you actually read cards or you read numerology or astrology, right? You use these type of tools so that you can know people even better and have a deeper understanding of them and of the world. So again, there's that like spiritual energy coming through a bit, babe, which is really cool to see. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, whether this is coming from a more spiritual nature, whether you are somebody who can read men so well because you like to read cards and practice divination tools, or you can read men from a more logical area just from the fact that maybe you like to study psychology, or maybe you're just very inquisitive and you can just pick up, you can pick up body language really well. I don't know what it is, but men just feel like you have this intense and amazing ability to spot everything. You know when men are trying to lie to you. You know when people are trying to keep something from you. You are just really great at reading people, and so that is definitely something that men talk about to their friends. They talk about how that's kind of like, it's a little uncanny, it's a little creepy. It's a little creepy how you know exactly what is going on, right? It's a little creepy how they don't have to say anything to you. You know when they're having a bad day. You know when things hit the fan. You know if they're trying to keep something from you or whatever, right? You can see past those masks, and men, they find it to be very, very scary. But I think at the same time, they're like, ooh, like, that's kind of neat. That's kind of cool, because even though people are intimidated by, like, Sherlock Holmes, everybody wants Sherlock Holmes on their side, right? Everybody wants Sherlock Holmes to be their bestie, so Sherlock Holmes can help them if they ever need it, or Sherlock can just be, like, on the side if they need them. You know what I mean? So I just feel like people, while these men are intimidated by that, and they're intimidated by you, they are also really, really hoping in the back of their minds that you will see them as being worthy enough to be one of your companions. They are hoping in the back of their mind that you will want to be friends with them, or better yet, lovers with them, because they feel like you are like an ace in the pocket, right? You are a Trojan horse, if that makes any sense. You are somebody who they feel like will help them, and who could just be there for them if they need you, right? And at the end of the day, people just going outside of that, these men just really do like you. I think they like your company. They see you as somebody who is really fun to talk to, as somebody who can, give them a good time. And I do want to say here that I do think that you are also quite witty and very charming as well. I feel like you are somebody who you don't give your time to everyone. Like I was saying before, you're quite picky with who you like to spend your time with, because most of the time you just like to be on your own. But that doesn't mean that you are not sociable. That doesn't mean that you are not witty or charming. You are somebody who, you're quite funny. You know exactly what to say to make people laugh, and I think that people really do appreciate your company, and these men especially appreciate your company. That is definitely what they're telling their friends about you, right? They tell them how, yeah, you're a little intimidating, you're a little scary, how you just know everything, but you're still a good time, and these men like hanging out with you. So yeah, and the last thing that's coming through is the skeleton key with doors opening. And I just think, at the end of the day, this is talking about how, again, you are just completely single-minded in your attempts to succeed. I think that you are somebody who, with your positivity, with your faith that everything will be okay, you are always able to get through darker times and find a door where there previously was no door. And I think that men really respect and appreciate your grind. They love how you are always able to just keep your eye on the ball. They love how even whenever you go through harder times, you are still able to keep on going, right? They just like that about you. They really, really like that about you. So yeah, they just find you to be somebody who's very determined, and that is what they tell their friends, that you're very determined, that you're very committed. And I do think that they see you as somebody who is also quite loyal as well. That is definitely coming through here. So yeah, that is what I'm seeing for you today. I think that men really do like you. They find you to be very intriguing, definitely. And yeah, they like talking about you to their menfolk friends as well, because I do think that nobody truly knows you, right? Again, you're mysterious like a cat. You are set apart from everyone else. And so I do think that men like to talk about you to their friends so that they can all try to puzzle you out together and maybe find different pieces of you that they didn't previously know. Does that make sense? Because everyone, maybe you give a tiny little piece of yourself to people, right? But you don't give your full self to most people, right? So everyone is trying to get together, all the men, and talk about what they know about you so that they could all kind of try to puzzle you out and put the pieces of you together to figure out who you really are underneath that type of exterior, or that type of set apartness that you have from everybody else, right? It's almost kind of like your Edward Cullen. Because you know how Edward Cullen, everyone knew Edward was different. Everyone knew he was kind of set apart from everybody else. He was not like everyone else, but everyone was very intrigued by him, and everyone wanted to get to know him better, and everyone would gossip about him to try to see like who knows the tea about him. So yeah, and everybody was into him too. And I do think that you have quite a few people that are into you, especially these men. Okay, so yeah, that is what I'm seeing for you today. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading, and if you did, then please make sure to give me a big like and to subscribe to my channel, because I post new videos every Monday and every Friday, and I would love to have you stop by this side of TerraTube again sometime, okay? So I love you all so much, and I hope that you have a fabulous rest of your day, friends. Mwah. Bye, guys. Hello, group 3. So if you chose this card, the Saboteur, then hey, hello, my beautiful little butterflies, and thank you for fluttering by to this reading today. So guys, whenever I was pulling your card for you today, I was trying to ask Spirit to please give us like a sneak peek as to what these men are saying about you to their friends. And what do you know? We pulled a Saboteur. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you guys about this and the messages that I'm receiving before we get into your tarot today. Okay, so first of all, getting the card of the Saboteur, it says right here for the light attribute, highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. So I feel like when men see you, when they talk about you to their friends, I think that they are always talking about how they feel like you are a very, very powerful person. They feel like you are somebody who you have the capability to do anything and everything that you set your mind on, right? They feel like you are very, very talented. They feel like you are very powerful. They feel like you just have the world at your fingertips. And all you have to do to be able to tap into this energy and to be able to get these things that are just waiting for you to get is for you to go after it, right? For you to have the courage and the boldness to step into these new beginnings, right? But what is going on here is that on the other hand, men are also talking about how there is this fear of change that you seem to have. And so I do think that when men are talking about you, on one hand, they are saying that you're very, very powerful. But on the other hand, they are saying how you don't realize your own power, and you are almost kind of scared to go after these new beginnings because you are afraid of what changes it would actually bring into your life. So the energy that I'm getting from you is honestly a ton of Cancerian energy. So I definitely think for a lot of you guys that are watching this, you could have Cancer somewhere strongly within your chart. So you could be a Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or in Venus. But the reason why I'm picking up on this Cancerian energy is because Cancers, these are the type of folks who like to be in their shell, right? They're represented as the crabs. And crabs, they prefer to be inside their shell rather than be out, right, in the open. And so I think that you are somebody who men constantly talk about as being someone who prefers to be comfortable, right? You prefer to feel safe and secure, and once you settle down into a certain type of lifestyle, they see you as somebody who doesn't necessarily want to branch out, right? Even if you feel the urge to go after something new, they see you as somebody who is hesitant to go after these new things because you are already settled down and you feel comfortable in the life that you already have. Okay, so this could represent several different things for you guys that are watching this, but I do think that for some of you guys, maybe you could be in a relationship that you've grown out of. Maybe you're in a relationship with somebody who you just feel like is not fit for you anymore. Maybe you're with somebody who, you've just been with for so long and you feel like you guys have grown apart. You could also be in a relationship where your partner is rude to you. They mistreat you, right? But at the end of the day, I think that you have grown accustomed to being in this relationship. You are comfortable in this relationship, and instead of ending this connection like you feel like you should, you kind of hesitate. You hesitate to do it because you don't know what this new change will bring upon your life, right? You don't know what will happen next once you let go of this part of your life that you've had for a very long time, that you've grown used to. And for others of you, this could represent how maybe you have been in a certain career for a while now. Maybe you've been a teacher, right? Maybe you're a high school teacher, but now you're feeling the urge to go back to college or to just do something new. Maybe you feel like that is just not the job for you anymore. You've grown out of it. Well, instead of going after these new job opportunities, instead of, quitting your job and doing something different, you decide to again hesitate and to stay at this job because you know that you will always have a certain paycheck every single month. You've grown accustomed to that paycheck, and you're afraid of what will happen once you step out of this place that you've been at for quite a while. You're afraid of, things happening and not going the way you thought it could, right? And so instead of going out and going after a new job, you decide to stay at this place that you've been at. For others of you, this could represent how maybe you've been yearning to move to a different part of town, or maybe you want to move across the country, right? But you don't know what it will be like once you do move across the country or you move across town. You've already settled into this apartment or home. You've already paid the bills. You've already, made a home for yourself, and you're afraid of what will happen if you change your house or you change your apartment or you change a freaking city, right? And you move to a different city or you move across the country, right? You don't know what will happen. You'll be surrounded by new people, new things, and new surroundings. And you would rather stay where you are now than take the risk of going out and seeing what this new adventure would bring, right? Because you know on one hand, maybe you could have a good adventure, but on the other hand, maybe bad things could go down, right? So at the end of the day, when men are talking about you to their friends, they are talking about how they feel like you have the potential to do absolutely anything that you want to do. You have the potential to get out of this relationship that you're in and meet somebody completely new and amazing and awesome. You have the potential to, leave this job, this teaching job, and become an amazing entrepreneur or do whatever it is you want to do. You have the potential to, move across town or move across the country and enjoy the life, the new life that you can create. But at the end of the day, they're also talking about how you have this potential, but they see you as somebody who would rather stay in a safe place and feel settled down and not be worried about the future, rather than, leave this safe place, go somewhere new, and be able to have these new amazing experiences, but also not really know what to expect from these new experiences, right? So, yeah, overall, that is the message that I'm receiving so far from Saboteur. These men are just talking about how you are so freaking powerful, group 3. You are so freaking powerful, but you just have to tap into that power, right? They feel like you are somebody who could do anything, right? The sky is the limit, but they are saying how it's almost like you don't see your own potential. They say how you don't realize how incredible you are, right? So that's definitely coming through. That's quite interesting, honestly. It's very, very interesting. But let's go ahead and get some extra messages. I just think that these men are saying that, once you do realize how incredible you are, how powerful you are, they know that you will be unstoppable and that you will be able to become a world shaker, right? So yeah, that's really interesting to see. Very, very interesting. Men just, they do see the best in you. These men see the best in you, and that is what they're talking about. That is what they're talking about. So let's go ahead and see what else wants to come through for you. Yes, that makes so much sense. Okay, let's see what else wants to make an appearance. Spirit, can we get some extra messages for group 3? Some extra messages, please, for group 3. Can we get some extra messages? What do men say about them to their friends? Oh my gosh. That is amazing. Okay. So first of all, guys, we have the King of Swords for the back of the deck energy. This does represent the air signs. So I am talking about Aquarius, Libra, and what's our other air sign? Aquarius, Libra, and oh no, you guys, Geminis, I'm sorry, I had a brain fart. I obviously need some more coffee. I only had decaf today, so maybe I need some caffeine in my veins. But, you know, you could be one of those signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, or in Venus. But yeah, with this coming through, again, they see so much potential in you. Group 3, these men, they see you as somebody who is like a king in your own right. You just have to realize that you're a king. That is what they're saying. They are telling their friends that once you realize what you can do, the sky will be the limit, right? The sky won't even be a limit. Like, you can do anything, right? You can move the heavens. You can move the heavens, the earth. You just have so much power in you. They see you as a powerhouse, right? So they are just waiting for you to see it in yourself. And that is what they're always talking about, right? They're like talking to their friends and saying, hey, did she or he or them realize how awesome they are today? Did they realize and look at themselves in the mirror and see themselves for who they really are? And that is like what they're always gossiping about. That's what they're talking about whenever they talk about you, because these men are just so excited and so intrigued to see you and to be able to watch you as you go through this like phoenix moment, right? As you rise from the ashes and you just claim what is yours for the taking, right? So that's so interesting to see. But anyways, guys, what I'm also seeing with the King of Swords, you know, the King of Swords, this is somebody who is a really great communicator. They are very, very intelligent, very wise beyond their years. This is somebody who you know, they just have, again, I know I keep saying this, but so much potential, right? They have so much potential because they're so smart, right? So yeah, when men are talking about you, those are the things that they are talking about. They are talking about how you're wise, how, you know, these men love to come to you for your advice because they feel like you are a great advice giver. They feel like you are somebody who's very, very smart, very intellectual, okay? And they also talk about how you are just fun to talk to yourself, right? Because whenever I think of like the air signs, they're very witty. They always have like those really awesome, cool one-liners. They're just very charming in general. So I do think that men are talking about how you are just a great conversationalist and they like to be able to talk to you and hear about your stories and hear about all of the things that you know, because I do feel like you are somebody who knows a lot about everything. Again, you're just like quite intelligent. You're quite curious about the world and the inner workings of it. So I do think that you are somebody who is always like watching the History Channel, listening to the news, you know, reading textbooks. You always like to learn new things, and I think that men also like to hear about these new things that you learn because, again, you're a great conversationalist, you're a great communicator, and so I feel like you have this ability to explain really like crazy things to just regular people, and you can explain it in regular ways. Does that make sense? So it's almost like you are somebody who could explain something as complicated as physics or as complicated as how the universe was created, to regular people, right? To regular old, like, Joe down the road, right? You can explain physics to them, or you can explain just whatever to them in a very easy to understand way. So yeah, that is definitely something that men talk about whenever they're talking about you. But talking about these other cards, guys, I think this is the Eight of Swords, but guys, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm very, very bad at reading Roman numerals, so I'm going to count this for you guys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes! Yay! Give me an A! I was right, this is the Eight of Swords. So we have the Eight of Swords coming through, my friends. We have the Page of Cups, which we love to see. And then last but not least, we have the Magician. And guys, I am just obsessed with this Magician coming through in this reading because, first of all, just to, just to talk about, what I'm seeing right away with this card. For the zodiac signs, the Magician does represent, I think, Virgo energy and Aquarius energy. Okay, so you could be an Aquarius, you could be a Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or in Venus. But what I find to be so amazing, why I'm obsessed that this card landed in your reading today, is because literally the Magician talks about you, somebody being so powerful, how they have the potential to do absolutely anything, right? This talks about unlimited potential. So yes, that is awesome. That is literally what I've been talking about through this whole reading, and I just got the warm and fuzzies when I saw this coming through because this just shows how real tarot is, right? This proves that it is real because as I'm literally talking about how much potential you have, we get the card of potential coming through. Literally, guys, I want you to stop and look up the Magician and look up the meaning behind the Magician card because you will see right then and there, I'm not making this stuff up. This card talks about unlimited potential, okay? So yeah, when men are talking about you, they see you as somebody who has unlimited potential. You just have to tap into it, right? So that is what they're always talking about. But again, with the Eight of Swords coming through, this talks about feeling stuck. But what is so interesting about this is most of the time when you look at this card, right? How this card is usually depicted is of somebody who is again blindfolded, like this girl is. It also shows somebody who is tied up, but what's so intriguing about it is that usually the ropes that are tying up the person at the very end, you can see that it's not actually tied, right? It's not tied in a knot, it's loose, right? So it's wrapped around them, but at the end, it's just loose. There's no knot. So this represents how sometimes you can feel so stuck. You can feel like there is no way. You can feel like nothing is going to change and that you're powerless to do anything. But what these people don't realize is that they're not actually stuck, right? They're just making themselves feel stuck. They're causing themselves to shrink in upon themselves and put themselves in a box, even though the world is at their fingertips. They can do anything. They're not actually stuck. The ties are not knotted, right? They just have to realize, open their eyes and realize that they can do anything, that they can just slip off these ropes and do anything that they want to do, right? So that is what is coming through again. These men are saying how it's almost like you are putting yourself into a box. You are putting yourself into a tiny little hole, right? That can't even see the light. But they are saying how if you just realize that you can do anything, if you just realize your potential, you could literally change the entire world, right? These men, when they're talking about you, they're just talking about how you are so freaking incredible. You just have to open your eyes and see it, right? And then last but not least, with the Page of Cups coming through, this does talk about somebody who is quite sociable. So again, that's kind of what we were picking up before, how you are somebody who is quite the conversationalist with the King of Swords card coming through. So I do think that you're somebody who, wherever you go, you have the ability to make friends wherever you are at. Even if you are watching this and you're somebody who is kind of like on the shyer or quieter side, I think that people still really appreciate your company. I think that when you do decide to talk or say something, you always say like these really funny witty one-liners. People just enjoy your company. Group 3. So I do think that at the end, when men are talking about you, they're talking about how they love to be your friend. They love talking to you. They love spending time with you. And I do think that you have a lot of men that are romantically interested in you as well, because the Page of Cups, this could talk about new friendships, but this could also talk about new relationships as well. So I do think that you have a lot of, fishes that are trying to present themselves to you and say, here, look at me, I am one of the fishies in the fishy sea, right? Choose me, right? So I think that you do have a lot of men that are trying to prove themselves to you all the time. They are trying to get you to notice them. And so I do think that whenever these men are talking about you to their friends, they're always saying hey, I wonder if they'll notice, I wonder if she'll notice me, or he'll notice me, or they will notice me, right? Hopefully they will, right? Hopefully they will. And I think that all these other, the men are trying to fill out the room with all their friends, because I do think that they're trying to see, hey, if they have any competition with their other friends, right? Does that make sense? Because I just think that you are somebody who everyone wants to get with, all the men want to get with. So I do think that whenever men talk about you to their friends, they're trying to see if their friends are interested in you as well, because they're trying to see if they have competition with them. Because I do think that these men will try to, if they realize that there's competition, they will try to do anything that they can to, flutter their feathers and get you to notice them before you notice their friends, right? So that's really cute to see. So yeah, men are just very competitive when it comes to you. Yeah, okay. That's interesting. But that honestly makes so much sense. That honestly makes a lot of sense. Okay, let me see what else wants to come through. I'm very excited to talk to you about this card, but just give me a second. Give me a second. Let me get all the other messages here. Oh my gosh. Again, guys, that couldn't be more on the ball of this reading today. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's freaking incredible. Okay, let's see what else wants to come through. Spirit, for group 3, can we get one more card, if you may, please? One more card? Elixir. Interesting. I do think really quickly, you guys. So we have the elixir coming through. I think I just want to clarify that card. We can clarify the elixir, Spirit. What is this representing here? Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is awesome. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to talk about the elixir with you. So we have the elixir. And the card that clarified this card was the 9 of Swords. And then what's very, very intriguing is for the back of the deck energy, we have the Hierophant, okay? So guys, this is awesome. And I feel like this goes together so well. Because guys, the 9 of Swords, this talks about having a lot of anxiety, having a lot of fear, having so much fear that you can't even get a good night's sleep. You can't even go to bed because you have so many worries, so much anxiety keeping you up at night, right? And so I think what is going on is whenever men are talking about you, they are saying how you have so many fears, so much anxiety, but if you were to only just trust in the universe and have faith that everything will be okay with this Hierophant coming through, if you just trust that everything will be okay, then you will be able to take this elixir and be able to heal your anxiety and heal your insecurities, and then be able to just wake up and be like, wow, I'm a superhero and I can do anything and achieve anything and just conquer the world, right? So men are just waiting for you to just realize how incredible you are. They're waiting for you to let go of these anxieties, these worries, as you trust in yourself and trust in the universe and trust that the world or God or whatever you believe in has your back, right? And once you do that, you will drink this elixir and heal yourself from the inside out, and you will finally be able to see yourselves in the same way that these men see you. So that is, again, what they are always talking about whenever they talk about you. And what is even more intriguing is that we also have loneliness coming through with the monster. Now, guys, I could sit here and talk about how, you know, men see you as somebody who is lonely, but that is not the message that I'm receiving from this card. I am more so focusing on the fact that we have Frankenstein right here. We have Frankenstein. And whenever I see Frankenstein, this makes me think about how Frankenstein, whenever he was born, right, he had Victor Frankenstein, who was his maker, his creator, telling him that he was a monster, telling him that he was this awful, awful thing, and that he couldn't do anything, that he was just a horrible, horrible thing, right? And so I'm getting this idea. I think that you must have had somebody in your life speak badly upon you. So this could represent how maybe you grew up in a household, in a home that wasn't a good home, right? Maybe you had a mom or a dad or some type of parental figure who was cruel towards you, who was abusive and made you feel less than. This could also represent how maybe you had friends. Maybe you had friends who were not really your friends, who were mean to you, who were constantly making you feel so shrunken and so small, who were constantly like verbally abusing you. You could have just had random people in your life, maybe people on the internet, or just anyone, just make you feel small or make you feel less than. Maybe you had like teachers, right? Maybe you had teachers come up to you and tell you that you are never going to be able to succeed, that you are not doing good in their class, and therefore you will never do good in the world, right? Whenever you get outside of school. Maybe you have had like bosses or co-workers talk about you and tell you to your face that you are not talented, that you are not powerful, right? And so I think because these people have said these things to you, because you have been around that and heard these awful things about you so much, you have begun to believe them, right? You've begun to look at yourself and see yourself as somebody who is awful, as somebody who is less than, as somebody who is not talented or not worthy. And so I do think that at the end of the day, when men are talking about you, I think that is what they are thinking. That is what they are concluding about you, right? I feel like whenever they get together and they gossip with each other and they talk about you, they're saying how, you know, they're trying to come up with reasons as to why you are not going after the world, right? They're trying to come up with the reasons as to why you can't see just how incredible you are, just how amazing you are. And I think that that is the biggest theory, right? I think that a lot of people are saying how they feel like they're theorizing how you could have had people make you feel less than, how you could have had people in your life, whether it be a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a parental figure, friends, bosses, co-workers, whatever, make you feel like you cannot do anything, right? And that is what they are thinking. That is their biggest like theory, right? And then last but not least, again, we have the call of the longing. So there is just something that they feel like you want to do, right? These men are talking about how you want to change your life, and they can see it, they can feel it, they know that you are on the precipice of doing something new, and they are hoping and praying and talking to their friends about how they hope that you will go after it, right? You will answer this call and just live your life and tap into your potential and just go after these things, because once you do that, they know that you will be unstoppable. They know that nothing will be able to hold you back, that you will be able to do anything you set your mind on. So yes, guys, this is such a powerful, powerful, powerful reading today, and I'm so happy that I was able to deliver this to you, and I just hope that you know that you are amazing, that you are incredible. Please don't ever see yourself as less than you are, because you are amazing. And I do think, before I end this reading, I think that I actually want to go ahead and pull one extra card from you from another one of my decks. So just give me a second. I'm going to go right here. Sorry, you can see my legs and whatnot, but I'm going to go right here. I have my cards right here. I want to pull a couple more cards for you. Whoops! Oh my gosh, you guys, I literally dropped my lamp. That is awful. Thankfully, I didn't have anything. Like, I didn't have like a light or anything in there, or a light bulb, so that's good. Okay, I think I want to pull 2 extra cards for you guys. I just feel called to do that. So let's do this, you guys. I'm coming back. I'm here. Okay. So, I'm sorry guys, this is so chaotic, but I really felt called to do this for you. So, we have right here the magical unicorns deck, and this is just like an advice deck. I really like, honestly, pulling from this deck and reading exactly what the book has to say, because I feel like the book just does a really good job at explaining the card and at giving some extra messages. So that is what I'm going to do from there. I'm going to pull from this deck and actually read from the book for you. And then this one is just a affirmation deck, okay? So I do think that we're going to do the affirmation card first. Can I get an affirmation deck for group 3? What do they need to hear? What affirmation do they need to hear, Spirit? For group 3, please, Spirit, give us a message. What affirmation does group 3 need to hear, Spirit? Can we get a card, please? Ooh, alrighty. Beautiful. Water cycle. Okay, that is interesting. So, I'm going to read this for you guys. Like the earth, I am made of water, flowing through my veins. Just like the rain that falls down only to be carried back up, my body too is a cycle. Every sip revitalizes me and brings me a sense of gratefulness. So I think this is talking about how everything, again, is a cycle, right? You are going to go through your cycle of rain, right? And when it rains, it's going to pour, and it's going to... I'm sorry, you guys. The camera stopped recording. But anyways, I think this is saying how you are going to have your bad days when it's raining, right? But just because you are experiencing a bad day, it doesn't mean that it is going to be a bad month, a bad year, or a bad rest of your life, right? The sun will always come up, the rain will dry, and you will have your good days. And so I do think that a lot of you guys who have found yourself on this reading today, I think that you guys could have been experiencing a bad day or a bad month or even a bad year, right? You could have been experiencing a bad moment in your life for a while now. And maybe it has made you feel like things are never going to change, like things are never going to get better. And maybe that is why you have started to like make yourself feel small and make yourself feel like you don't have the potential of greatness, right? Because you are just so feeling like you're never going to get out of this darker moment. And it's almost like you have just kind of put yourself in a box, right? Just know that whatever it is you are going through right now, whatever it is, that it's not going to be forever. This isn't permanent. The universe, the world, everyone is always going through these water cycles, right? And right now, it may be raining for you, right? It may be raining for you, but eventually the rain will dry up and there will be a rainbow, okay? You will get your rainbow. So don't let these times get you down. Don't let these times make you feel like things are never going to change, because things are constantly changing, okay? Things are constantly changing. And don't make yourself feel stuck, right? Because I feel like you really are the ones. You're making yourselves feel stuck. And you are putting the brakes on your own life because you are telling yourself that things are never going to change. And so you're making it so, right? The biggest thing that you can do, the most helpful thing that you can do for yourself is to practice the law of attraction, right? Try to manifest the life that you want to have, the life that you want to live. I would definitely recommend having a gratitude journal and also a manifestation journal, right? I want you to start writing down every day in your journal what you want to achieve within your life, and I want you to write it as though you have achieved it already, right? If you want to be able to meet a new person, right, and have a new relationship, write down that I am going to be in a new relationship. I'm going to meet the man, woman, they, them of my dreams, and write down the qualities that you are looking for in this person. And then start going after it, right? For others of you, if you want to attain a new job, right? Start writing down that you want to be a writer and that you are going to be a writer. One day I'm going to be a writer. I'm going to be like J.K. Rowling. I'm going to be making the big bucks. I'm going to be so popular as a writer that my books or whatever is going to be turned into a movie series or a TV series, right? Just start writing as though you all have already achieved it, right? And I swear to God, once you start doing these things every day, it's like a mental thing. You will rewire the way that you are thinking, and you will be able to achieve these things and have these things that you want to have, right? So you just have to unlock it within your own selves. You have the keys. You just need to be able to use those keys, okay? So let's go ahead and look at this advice card. That is amazing. Definitely yes. The answer to your question is a strong yes. I really think this is talking about how yes, you have the potential to do anything. If you want that new job, yes, it will be yours. If you want to move, yes, you can do it. If you want to be in a new relationship, yes, you can have that new relationship. I just think for so long you have been telling yourself no, 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 no. You have been making yourself feel like you are a monster, like you are Frankenstein, and like you don't deserve to have happiness, right? You don't deserve to be able to live your life and have a good time. You don't deserve these things. You're not worthy of them. You're not talented enough. But you are. Okay, you are. So let's go ahead and end this reading by just reading what this has to say. So we have definitely yes. It's right here. All right. So it says, and guys, this is like, let me see. This is like one page. Okay, so I'm going to read this to you. Just, give me a second of your time. What you're asking, ooh, guys, I'm sorry, my throat is kind of sore. What you're asking about will definitely happen, provided that you keep your thoughts positive. What was I saying? You can bring about your desires more quickly by paying attention to your thoughts, feelings, words, what was I saying? Or visions that repeat themselves to you. When this inner guidance asks you to take positive action, it's important for you to do so. For instance, if you have strong feelings to call a certain person, then make that call. Your angels will always guide you to take actions that have positive and healthy effects on you and others. This card asks you to set aside your doubts and to set aside your worries. Set aside those doubts, set aside those worries, and to feel secure that everything is positive. Your desires are going to happen, and probably in better than expected ways. Imagine that your dream has already come true. Using your inner vision and your feelings as you do so. Also use your journal. Use your law of manifestation. You just need to stay filled with faith and hope and take action when you're guided. Okay, guys, so I know that this reading was all about how men see you, what they say about you to their friends. And I know that by the end of this reading, by the tail end, it changed to me just talking to you guys about what I feel like you need to hear, but I just really felt called to be able to give this message to you, and I hope that this message has struck true. I wish you nothing but the best, and I know that you have the potential to do the best and to be the best. I'm just so excited for you to be able to go after these new things. And once you do achieve these new things, please comment down below and tell me what it is, because I would love to hear from you. And yeah, so that is what I'm seeing for you today. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading, and if you did, then please make sure to give me a big like and to subscribe to my channel, because I post new videos every Monday and every Friday, and I would love to have you stop by this side of TerraTube and get some time, okay? So, I love you so much. I hope you have an incredible day, and I will see you all next time. Mwah. Bye, guys.